This is part 2 to the Guy Turcotte story. Warning, viewer discretion is advised. That day, while he was at work, colleagues noted no outward signs of distress. He exchanged emails with Isabel and also picked up his children from daycare and school. He telephoned Isabel, who told him that she had changed the locks of the house and she had consulted a lawyer. He was deeply hurt and took this as an attack. He replied that if she wanted a war, she was going to get it. That night, Guy felt dejected and began to cry. After putting the children to bed, he read dated emails from Isabel, which further hurt and disheartened him. He wanted to end his life and searched for the internet for techniques to commit suicide. In the mornings of February 21st, 2009, 2 police officers followed up on a call placed to 911 after a respondent had expressed suicide thoughts to his mother. When they entered the respondent's home, the officers discovered the bodies of 2 children, a boy and a girl. When they entered the respondent's home, the officers discovered the bodies of 2 children, a boy and a girl. Guy was under his bed and covered in vomit and blood. He told police he drank windshield wiper fluid and wanted to die. In his testimony, Guy recalled disordered scenes of events. He is standing on his son's room, he has a knife on his hands, and he stabs his son. His son cries out, "No," he moves out of the way. He realizes that he's hurting him. He panics and stabs him more. He has similar memory respect to his daughter. He sees himself in the bathroom. He drinks windshield wiper fluid. He has blood on his hands. He has hurt the children and looks for the knife to stab himself in the heart, but cannot find it. During Guy's first trial, Guy portrayed himself and Isabel as a professional dealing with the stress of raising children and dealing with life. He was charged with 2 counts of first-degree unaliving for the deaths of his 2 children. The trial began on April 12, 2011, and on July 2011, the jury rendered a verdict of not criminally responsible due to mental disorder, adjustment disorder with anxiety and depressive moods. Prosecution successfully appealed the verdict on the grounds of trial judge, the Honorable Mr. Justice Mark David for the Superior Court District of Karibuni had erred in law, mainly with the respect of the issue of self-induced methanol intoxication in conjunction with a mental disorder. In 2012, Guy said that he was better than before the brutal stabbings in February 2009, and he felt less shame, less guilt, more self-esteem, and was ready to be released. After spending 46 months in psychiatric care before being deemed fit for release from a mental institution, Guy remained behind bars awaiting trial. On September 12, 2014, he was released on a $100,000 bail, and a new trial was set for September 2015. In December 2015, Guy was found guilty of second-degree unaliving of his 2 children. On January 15, 2016, he was sentenced to life in prison with 17 years before he can be eligible for parole. In 2014, a Canadian director, Chloe, released a 17-minute short film entitled Wheel of Fortune, which was inspired by the unaliving trials of Guy and a woman, Susan Wright, who had stabbed her husband nearly 200 times and buried her body in the backyard of Texas and Houston.